Well, I'm back with another live video. I was going to talk about something else today, but on my way back from one of my sessions with my clients, I felt the need to kind of share what we did. Now, many of you know that I'm a relationship coach and a life coach, and if you don't know, my name is Stephanie D. McKenzie, and I am with the Relationship Firm. That's www.therelationshipfirm.com. But what many of you may not know is that I actually do a lot of work with premaritals, not because that's what I chose, it just kind of chose me. And so today I'm having a conversation with my clients who are literally getting married probably in about the next 14 days or something like that, something crazy, right? And we talk about deal breakers, or as one of my other clients likes to call them, no-nos. And it made me think on the way home, how many people really know what their deal breakers are, if they're single or if they're married. And so it prompted me to want to do this video so that maybe we might be able to talk about this. And I'm actually wearing my glasses today. So if you're on, I can actually see you and comment before the end of the video. So good going, Steph. But nevertheless, first of all, let's talk about what a deal breaker might be. A deal breaker is one of those things that would actually break a deal. For singles, I think it's a lot easier for them to come up with deal breakers because after a while they've been through so much stuff, they just don't want to go through anything else. And so the deal breakers become really simple. Things like I don't tolerate cheating, I don't tolerate lying, I don't if he doesn't have a body like Boris Kojo. Totally kidding. Nobody has a body like Boris Kojo, duh. But the deal breakers come hard and heavy and fast when you're in your season, emphasis on season, of singleness. However, what I have found, especially with married people, is that deal breakers are never even discussed. And I think that is a real, I dare say, error when it comes to founding a relationship that you want to last forever. Oddly enough, most people will probably say right about now that, well, duh, cheating is a deal breaker in marriage. Not in all marriages. You would be surprised to know that many people say that, and then they get to a point where maybe adultery occurs and it actually doesn't break the relationship. But what I want you to consider as a married person is, what are our deal breakers as a couple? What are the things that we actually don't allow into our relationship? And that could mean everything from we don't allow our arguments to go on through the night, like we don't go to bed angry. Everything from we eat breakfast together. Those are the things that we do allow. And so there's kind of a delicate balance between what we want and what we don't want. So we don't want distance and we don't want conflict to go on and on and on. And so in that, we come up with actions that absolutely show us, okay, this is what we do in our relationship. Some things that we don't do. We don't ever put our spouse in another room. We don't put our spouse on the couch. Other people may do it. But the thing about no-nos / deal breakers in marriage is that your marriage is your marriage. The tenets of marriage that work for you do not work for everyone. I think one of the greatest errors that I've seen in this space is that married people believe that other married people can tell them how to be married. And I'm like, not necessarily. They can tell you how to be married to their spouse based on the tenets of that relationship. They cannot tell you how to be married to your spouse based on the tenets of your relationship. Their tenets are the things that hold that relationship up. So back to you singles. So you singles have deal breakers, of course, and you have no-nos, of course. But I want to challenge you to come up with things that actually bring depth into the relationship, like something that you won't tolerate or something that's a no-no in your relationships would be a lack of communication. And I don't mean just not telling you what's going on, or maybe you catch a glimpse of them on the gram or on the book and you didn't know what was going on. I'm literally talking about a lack of communication. Hi, Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly says every marriage is uniquely yours. Absolutely. And she should know because she's been doing this for a while. I love her. Hello, Miss Kelly. But ultimately, singles, we have to also consider that there is a true reality in relationships, right? There is a reality. That reality is based on what we believe and what we need. So when we start to look at these no-nos slash deal breakers, if you're saying a lack of communication, then let's be very specific about that, meaning that lack of communication is not you just not telling me things, but that we don't go days without talking. We don't go weeks without talking and then still think that we're in a relationship. We have to really begin to drill these things down. When I'm dealing with my single clients, who I like to call premarital singles, many of them are prepping for their mate. They're trying to get rid of their baggage and their garbage and all of the things that they feel have impacted their lives. And so these deal breakers slash no-nos are very important to your core values. And that's another thing that most people don't think about. What is really important to you? Yeah, it's really easy to cliche our way through things, but we have to get to a point as humans where we're willing to be brave enough and awkward enough to ask for what we want and to be ready to receive it and to be willing to reciprocate. Too many relationships, I feel like, are just very one-sided. I'm just trying to get what I can get. I'm just trying to get what I can get. Reciprocity is one of my core values in all of my relationships. And so for me, if I find myself in a situation where I'm just giving, and I'm not receiving anything back, mind you, you don't give to receive, but you do understand what happens when you just keep pouring yourself out into people. At some point, if you get nothing back, you will be depleted. And that's not an existence that you want. So we look at these no-nos slash deal breakers, not as ways to break the relationship, but as a way to create foundations that can actually last and stand the test of time. That's what we want. There are too many relationships that are not standing the test of time. Well, the reason why is because the foundation is shaky. And anybody who's ever owned, built, or stood near a house with a shaky foundation, you know what that house looks like. It's cracked on the outside, and it's usually cracked on the inside. And as a person who literally just had foundation work done maybe 2 years ago, yeah, there were cracks. It was obvious that something was wrong with the foundation. And so some of the cracks in our relationships go back to these no-no slash deal breakers. And they go back to, thank you, Miss Kelly, they go back to the fact that we're not communicating well. See, the problem with living in a digital age is that we don't communicate well, many of us. We'd rather text it out. We'd rather LOL it out. We'd rather send a message on Facebook, but ask us to have a conversation and I might as well be talking to you in Sanskrit. And it's amazing. Hey, Carly, it's amazing how many people really think that they've said a lot to their significant other or to their spouse. They haven't said a word. And then they're like, and then you don't respond. And I'm like, honey, you didn't say anything. Sir, you didn't say anything. You just have this litany of things. Hey, Trev, you just have this litany of things, this list that you're doing, and the person is supposed to respond, but they don't know what you're talking about. That's really dangerous. So it's almost like I'm talking about two things here. I'm talking about understanding who you are and what you need and what you're willing to give and what you're not willing to put up with, but also communicating that in a way that the person who's in the relationship with you is not discombobulated or confused. There's nothing worse than being in a relationship with somebody who's confused. Have you ever been in a relationship and you're just confused, like you have no idea what is absolutely going on? But yet there's this person in this relationship with you and they're constantly upset. They're constantly unpleased. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. And it's not because you're glib. It's not because you don't have a clue. It's not because you didn't go to college. It's not because you did go to college. It's simply because they haven't explained this thing that they need in a way that you can understand. And so we have to practice in our relationships communicating in a way that people understand. Stop asking questions like, do you want to be in a relationship? That's not what you want to know. You want to know, do you want to be in a relationship with me? That is the question. That's what you need to ask. But before you do all of that, you want to be very clear that you're not getting into a relationship with someone who is pressing your deal breakers. Hey, Nisha, you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's pressing your deal breakers because you just feel like, oh, well, it'll get better. Let me be the first to tell you, it will not get better. Marriage is a magnifier. That's what it is. It's going to magnify everything good. It's going to magnify everything not good. So if you don't like the things that are not good, do not believe that if you get married, those not good things are going to go away. They are not. They're going to magnify. They're going to get bigger, 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 bigger. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that I married this person. No, I believe it. And then you're going to call me and you're going to say, remember, I saw that video that you did back in 2017 and I was with this person and I knew my deal breakers and my no-nos and I still went ahead and got married and help. And I'm going to say, come on. Hey, I'm seeing people I never see. Hey, Lorenthia, how are you, honey? I mean, people just don't. I mean, it's so funny when people pop up. I just feel the need to say hello. That's the Facebook Live thing to do, right? That's the nice thing to do. But it's so unfortunate that we're not paying attention. We're not honoring ourselves. We're not honoring our no-nos. We're not honoring our deal breakers, and we're bringing people into our lives platonically, romantically, and even in some familiar relationships that are not healthy. And so then we have to sit back and say, okay. I had this list of no-nos. I had this list of deal breakers, but I didn't honor myself. The worst thing you can ever do in any situation is not honor yourself. And sometimes, I'm going to go ahead and say this, lean in, come closely. Sometimes when you honor yourself, it means that you end up alone. I'm so sorry to be the one to break it to you. Sometimes that's what it means. Sometimes you can't honor yourself and stay in relationship with people. I'm not just talking about babes and boos and hubbies and wives. I'm talking about friends that you had for 20 some odd years. I'm talking about friends that you grew up on the same street and used to braid each other's hair. I'm talking about friends that y'all used to play kickball and baseball and soccer or whatever you used to do. It's time to honor yourself. So don't sit here and say, wow, I really love that video. And you have these no-nos and deal breakers all ready to go. I know who I am. I know what I believe. I know what my core values are, right? And then you let people into your life that break everything, that break down everything. You let the deal breaker into your life. That's your fault. That's on you. Do not play the victim. That is on you. As an adult, we are all fully forming adults here, right? Hey, Joy. Joy's my stylist, y'all. Remember when my hair was really fly? That was Joy's handiwork. I got to come see you, girl. I got to come see you. Our reality is, honestly, people, that we have to honor ourselves. That is key. You will be so surprised what happens when you honor yourself in the world and how the world, the universe, God, whatever, everything that's bigger than you will respond to the fact that you honor yourself. Some people will leave by their own volition. Some people will stay because they're finally like, bravo, bravo. I've been waiting for you to be this person your entire life. So like I said, we started talking about deal breakers and no-nos and all of this. And I think we've kind of spun down into communication and all of these things. And so I just wanted to encourage you. Like I said, I'm sitting here with these individuals. Thank you, Joy. I'm sitting here with these individuals and they're really, excited about their married lives. And one of the things that I like to do is to put them in situations where they're actually talking about things before they happen. So if I can be of service to you in any way, life, relationship, whatever, you know where to find me. That's at therelationshipfirm.com. But if you take nothing else from this video and me running my mouth on Facebook Live, yet again, T-Rich, oh my God, like hook 'em, hey. This is so much fun. I love doing this, people. I went to college with Terrence Rencher and I haven't seen you in forever. There's a story about that, but I'll tell y'all that later. Anyway, so at the end of the day, the thing that I want you to take away from this video, if you just came in on the end or whatever, honor yourself, whatever that means. Whatever you believe, your core values, whatever you need, honor yourself and expect the people in your life to do the same. And you will see your entire world change. All right, that's it for me. I hope you enjoy the video.